Just recently my sister started the keto diet, and that seems to be a really popular thing. So I went out for a visit and I decided that we were going to try some keto dishes. They're a little bit of a challenge because you're restricted in the ingredients you can use. No flour, no rice, no sugar, but at the same time you have a lot to work with. Well, this is our first edition of what I hope is many Aunt Winnie's keto dishes. Today we're going to do a keto meatloaf and what turned out to be a really cool salad. Give this a watch, and even if you're not doing keto, you're going to find this interesting. I did. Now let's get everything together. First up is a pepper, one whole pepper. It can be any color you want. Mine just happened to be yellow, chopped up of course. Next is an onion, bang, that's all chopped up. And since it's all going to the same place, I put it in the same container. How about some mushrooms? And that's about 2 cups of uncut mushrooms, and that's 2 cups of cut mushrooms. Maybe a little more. Chopped up the way you like them, of course. We'll take the veggies over to the stove, medium heat. Saute them till they're where we want them, nice and soft. We'll take them off the heat and put them in a bowl until we're ready to mix it with our ground meat. Now in a bowl, we're going to put together a meatloaf. Well, this is 2 pounds of ground beef and 1 pound-ish of ground pork. Don't have to do it that way. If you only have ground beef, use that. If you want some other ground stuff, throw that in. It's your meatloaf. You do whatever you want, and this is cool with keto too. We gave that a mix. Now the veggies we sauteed, that's going into the bowl. I cracked 3 eggs. That's going to hold it all together. Now this is 1 cup of almond flour, because normally you put in breadcrumbs or I put in oatmeal. Can't do that with keto. Now the fun part, let's get our hands in there and get all gooey and mix this together. Everything's combined. Let's make our meatloaf. But we're just not going to make a simple meatloaf. Why would we do that? Throw some salt and pepper, about a couple teaspoons each. Some garlic powder, same thing. Some cayenne pepper, and we're going to mix all that together too. That'll give it a little bit of extra taste. And we'll set that aside. Now here's our baking sheet. If you want to use a loaf pan, I suppose you could, but you're still going to have to do this step if you're going to stuff it like we are. So here's our burger mixture, and you'll see as we press it all out, it's pretty well the size of the pan. This is provolone cheese I had, 6 slices. And we're going to carefully roll it. So the idea with the parchment paper is you kind of roll it and pull it back, and you're not getting hamburger grease all over the pan, all over you. And it really is a lot easier to roll up your meatloaf like this. Although sometimes looking at the way I do it, it doesn't really look like it, but it is. Okay, we've got it pretty well rolled together. I'm going to try and carefully seal up the top, and I know stuff's going to leak out, but we will manage, and the sides also. You want to seal up as best you can when it goes in the oven. And at this point, if you have like keto-friendly ketchup or a sauce, put that on the top. Any of that should goes. 325, about a half an hour-ish. And when it's done, it should look something like this. Doesn't that look yummy? So our next thing is our broccoli salad. Now this is a really cool recipe. We need some bacon, about a half a pound, chopped up small, and we're going to throw that in a frying pan and cook it up. Now if you don't like it crispy, my daughter doesn't like crispy bacon, you don't have to get it quite that crispy. Once again, it's all personal choice, whatever you like. I kind of like it almost crispy. And there you see, that's about the way we're going to do it. Next up is the broccoli. Once again, I chop it up small. I like small bite-sized pieces, as I do with almost everything. Now, most salads don't call for cooking the broccoli. This one didn't either. We're gonna get it up to a boil and cook it for about 5 minutes. Next is 2 apples. They've been sliced, and my daughter is going to do this part where she's going to make sure they're all peeled and chopped up into small bits. This was the part we weren't really sure how well it was going to work, but there you go. There's our apple, and to keep it so it doesn't get all browny and that, we threw a little bit of lemon juice in, which seemed to help. And we'll put that aside till we need it. So now let's assemble our salad, which you want to do just before you're ready to eat because you don't want everything getting all gooey. So here's our broccoli all spread out on the bottom. Next up, the apples that we chopped up. And you want that all nice and spread around. Wasn't really sure how, the apple and the bacon was going to work. Telling you from having it and made it a couple times now, it's really good. Bacon goes on next. That kind of looks good just like that. And some onions that we had chopped up. There wasn't much. You don't need a lot either. And of course, you gotta have cheese. I feel like a mouse. I like cheese in all these dishes. So about the only thing that's iffy at this point is the apple. If you don't think the apple works with keto, don't put it in. But if you do, you'll enjoy the taste. So we're going to make the dressing. We get a bowl out, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, about 3 or 4 cloves finely minced, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, about a tablespoon of dill, and a tablespoon-ish of chives. And 2/3 of a cup around of sour cream. And I threw in some Parmesan, about a tablespoon. Now what I didn't put in was the honey. It called for a tablespoon of honey. Because it's keto, you kind of can't have the honey. Now I have made it with the honey and it does make a bit of a difference. There are sweeteners that you can use as a keto substitute if you want that sweetness. Well, that was yummy, and I hope you'll try this recipe. If you do, leave me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.